The full-time orphan. At least, dip your finger in red oil 7 times and put in your mouth. It is still far better than showing up here on empty stomach. Some of you even treks miles to here on empty stomachs. If you must sit for this exam, do that once and for all. The principal said. Mr. Ibe, principal of Merchant of Light Secondary School, had noticed that greater percentage of this final year students had not been performing well for the past 3 years now, and the school management had taken survey and found out that the reason behind the poor result had been poverty. Their investigation revealed that majority of the student are from poor family, most eat poorly 2 times a day, and most skip morning meal. On hot climate of Biafra, it did not augur well with calculation-related subjects. Sam was among the students being addressed. He was wondering if the principal knew that most don't even eat twice a day. He wonders how the investigation was arrived at. I strongly believe that the investigation is one-sided. He told his friend. Some teacher don't know what they are teaching. Why do Mr. Ika the maths teacher always say? In this junction, I cross multiply, instead of in this juncture I cross multiply, don't he eat in the morning too, he queries. It is instruction from Education Board that every student must pass mathematic, English, Igbo, and 1 science subject. How come then that 70% of the student that fail these subjects in senior W.A.E.C never repeated any class from year 1 to 6, subjects you passed for 5 years, 70% fail in 6th year when and where it matters most? Is it not sign that the teachers has problem? How come it is dipping hands in red oil is the best solution the management came out with? Why didn't they budget for morning food for 31 days the exam will last? He asked. A month later, Senior West African Examination Council, WAEC, came to an end. Sam was very happy. He knew that university education is out of the equation. He is not worrying much about passing WAEC, he knew that he will make it once all is normal. In this country, anything can happen. One script can disappear on transit. A week after exam, Sam's mother died. He was the last born of the family and the only one living with his mother in the village. It was just 3 days back she was complaining of feeling slight pain at the back. He has massaged the place and applied balm. He had bought all those yellow, black and red colored capsules from the chemist and gave her. What exactly happened in the night that she died in her sleep is puzzling to him. He had raised alarm around 6 a.m. in the morning when he had went into her room to see how she was feeling, and found her very cold, and not responding to his calls. Neighbors had rushed in and his other siblings notified. They all came back very quickly, for putting her in mortuary is out of the equation. There is no money for that. His elder brother is an apprentice to one trader in the city, his 2 sisters, one was into hairdressing and the other was a seamstress. Their father had died when Sam was 3 years old. At 17, he became a full-time orphan. After the burial, the siblings gathered to know how and where to fix Sam. Luckily, he was recommended to one supermarket owner from their town. The man took him and posted him to a branch in Ukpo. The man's chains of supermarkets were not doing well before Sam came. He was sent to Ukpo, where supermarkets there were performing just like the others. He did not come with any noticeable skill except his innocence, goodness, and honesty. No other particular skill. He spent his learning years under a manager that he don't understand as a person. No particular way of doing things. No assigned duties to people under him. Anything and everything goes manager. Sam noticed that was the root of the acrimony and unprogressive nature of the branch. 4 years later, when he became manager, he decided to do away with most attitudes of the boys under him. Organize the boys and the goods the way he felt will generate income to the branch. He knew from day one that changes to people's accustomed way of live always bring resistance, hatred, even uprising at times. He still went ahead with the reorganization. He believed that there must be division of labor and acute supervising to turn the fraterns of the branch around. He instituted discipline accountability into the life of the boys under him. After 4 months of anger, backbiting and sabotage, the boys followed in line. Within another 3 months, the branch had paid off all the debts it was owing to their suppliers. The branch the owner regarded as dumping ground for boys he rate as no good has become the main source of income he used in bailing off other branches that were about to go under courtesy of Sam's efforts. Every week, he will remit 200,000 to his boss that has formed that habit of paying weekly visit to his branch. It happens that his boss was building a bungalow at Ebuluofor, and the chunk of the money comes from Sam's branch. The remittance continued in that form for the next 3 years. The year of Sam's settlement. On the day of Sam's settlement, his boss gave him 200,000 naira. Everyone was speechless. One of Sam's kinsmen was forced out of confusion to ask the boss if anything is the matter. Nothing, answered the boss. But for years, you are the one praising Sam to high heavens. Did he steal from you? The man asked. No, nothing like that. He said. It is what is from my mind to give him. He concludes. They too give him. The man and went their various ways. When everyone has dispersed, Sam followed his boss inside the parlor, begging him to please add another 200 on top for him to be able to start supply business for with 100,000. No one will look his way. The boss refused. Sam went to his cousin asking for 100,000. He was given 50,000 after 2 days. His elder brother was into hands-to-mouth survival living for his boss, himself was bloke, so did not settle him well. Sam started supply business with 250,000, and it continued like that for the next 4 years. When he felt that he had gathered enough money to start supermarket, he started one with half of the goods inside bought on credit. He named his supermarket Destiny Supermarket. The good fortune that was following him never deserted him, and on the 2nd year of starting the supermarket, he bought a plot of land that appreciated within 7 months. A telecommunication firm gave him 45 million naira for a land he bought 1.5 million 7 months earlier. Today, Destiny Supermarket has 6 branches in Ebuluofor alone. Sam the full-time orphan has 5 houses in Ebuluofor alone. His supermarket has 7 cashier points, the biggest in Ebuluofor. He was building departmental store in 2 major cities. His elder brother is progressing at an astronomical rate, and his 2 sisters, married to the husbands that are performing well. All courtesy of Sam's generosity. His former boss was heard telling someone that Sam came to him with his good luck and left with all the luck he don't even care to forget some. He has gone back to his former position.